My name's Joe, we are Stellar Scaffolding, and this is episode 10. We're back for episode 10. Today we're with the boys in Lymington. We've got the crane come in to get all the beam sections lifted and up onto the roof. So it's a big crane we've got. It's a crane we've not ever actually used before. Normally we'd use like a high-up lorry, and even that we've only done it on a handful of occasions, but we've got a big crane in today. So hopefully it's going to make light work of getting everything up there so that we can box the day off. By the time you guys are seeing this, I will be in my Speedos on a sun lounger with a sex on the beach in my hand. And I imagine very busy at work since the holiday was booked. Things have started to become busy. A lot of the job, like I said, I was waiting to hear on, and now looking like they're actually going to start moving. And the phone for other work has been busy as well. I've been pricing stuff left, right and centre. I was working late last night, getting quotes in, getting things in. So we're moving. Like things are definitely getting back on track slowly. But yeah, we've got a busy day today. We're going to be with the boys on site in Lymington. Obviously it's Friday, wages day, bill day. So there's that to be dealt with later. But first and foremost, we need to get the sections in for this roof, get them up and get everything up there, get the sheets up there, purlins up there, get the mat up there and get everything ready to go so that by Monday we can sheet it and be off. We've got a nice day ahead of us. We're going to see the boys up close and personal today doing what they do best.
You know the geezer you spoke to on the phone?
Yeah.
He's throwing a banner in the works. He don't want to do the lift, you can tell. Yeah, you do need a bigger crane here, definitely, unless they can get closer to the building.
Half you want to drive up, I've just said to the driver, now, as long as someone signs for it and says, yeah, we're happy for you to drive on that and take responsibility for it, we'll give it a go, driving across there.
Yeah.
Obviously, if that ground starts giving way, then we'll stop and we won't go any further, because the last thing we want is getting the crane started.
The difficult thing is once we're, like, even if it gets over the block paving, I suppose once it's there lifting, that's probably what's going to batter it, like, if it, that'd probably be the bit that does the damage, wouldn't it? So we basically got an issue on the way to the Lymington job now. So we've got the crane scheduled in. The crane boys have got there. They've got a 40-ton crane, and the ground that's there is block paving. And I mean, they've seen the photos. The guys have seen the photos, seen everything there, and they're not happy now they're there with the ground, and they're advising that it's probably going to sink if they drive over it. Obviously, the crane has cost £1,900. So I've got a lot of men there. The plan is today to get them everything up, lifted up, hopefully box the tin hat off. And now the major spanner in the works is that they're saying that the crane isn't able to get over the path without damaging it severely. It's a bit of a nightmare. It's definitely a drama. I've just looked at a job in Andover that's come through last minute, so I had to do a quick detour. Jumped back in the car and then became aware of this issue. So I'm about half an hour from there now, and we're going to see what we can sort. But yeah, it doesn't look good, and it's a nightmare because obviously we're on a tight schedule for this one, as always, and we don't want to be letting people down. Yeah, at the minute it doesn't look good at all. The conclusion that we've got is they've asked me to get you to do a video of where the crane is now and what we need to do, like where we need to get up to and what we got to do, and then they're saying that they would be able to supply us what we need to get it over there. Well, mate, it's not done yet, bro. It's not done yet. It's not done yet. We may have movement, so we've had to go to a different supplier now. The supplier that I had initially has allowed for a bigger crane so that they can obviously be sat back on the tarmac. Now, I've then sorted this out with someone else, and the crane that they've got is a smaller one. My issue, obviously my fault. Always blame yourself. Everything's your fault, always. And I probably should have cross-referenced, and I didn't. So potentially it's not resolved yet. It could be a very costly error for me. However, there may be a silver lining. Obviously, I'm 18 minutes away from the job now. The signal out here is terrible, so it's a nightmare for receiving and making calls. On the route now, we may potentially have an inkling of hope. A dramatic start, enjoyable for you guys watching, I'm sure, but for me right now, my anxiety levels are through the roof, and my pickup's the same. I'll take the tyres behind. What's he saying about the mats, mate?
We're going to get him down down there first.
Yeah.
And then, is it Bennett? Bennett's got some 3-to-1 mats.
Have they?
Yeah, so we'll make that call when we get down there.
So, obviously the main issue was the ground here isn't great, and obviously the boys here, rightly so, they don't want to pay for any damage. So obviously anything that gets damaged is on me. I've had to sign for that, and I've got to take a punt. Obviously we can't, the job needs to move. So, but listen, it's another lesson learned for me. We're learning every day. Probably should have done a bit more homework. But yeah, there we go. The fact that they're moving on now, they're getting on. So fingers crossed. At the minute, the ground looks okay. He's turned. So I think someone's looking over me, as always. Here's where it's going to get tricky though, isn't it?
It's going to be soft down there. It's downhill, isn't it?
Has it moved?
If you move in there, get a bit carpet around the road.
Me. Huh? Yeah.
So he's trenched it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So if they kick off about that, that's yours now.
I can get that. I've got so many block pavers. I can get him here for a week. Worst case, it cost me £1,000 to put it.
Remember, he's going to go over it again.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So the crane is in position. Dritan's got to go now to get some mats. So we found a supplier locally that can get mats to lift under the head of the crane. So he's on the way now to get them. It's another £400 out of my pocket, but it is what it is. The main thing is, as long as we can get this done, then that is the most important thing. So just make sure he gets out safely. Yeah, you're good. See you in a bit, bro. Top man. So yeah, we're another step closer to having this done. Still waiting for Dritan to get back with the pickup, but the boys are cracking on now. We've had lunch. Jake's obviously there just splicing all the joints of the beam. So what he's doing is putting a double on either side of the beam. And he's going to strap a short tube, a butt between the two doubles, fix it back up on both sides, and what I'm going to do is lock it in. Then what we do is called a splice. So Jake's there now just splicing them all, as you can see. And this is one set here. This is like one section set on the roof, so it's going to be craned up here. The guys here, it's going to be craned up, lifted all the way around. We're going to have boys stood on the lift, either end, hooked onto the outside scaffold, and then they're going to be lifted in their section, one section at a time. So we've got, obviously got the one section here, we've got another section here, and then we've got another two being made up over there. You'll get it with your, you can get the arm down. Yeah? Yeah? I like you.
As you can see, the boys are on the floor making up the cassettes ready to lift on. So just to give you a run through of what we've been doing, we've got 4 structural lifts at the top of the parapet with your boarded lift, and then we've got 2 structural lifts above ready to take your beams. As you can see, the beams are being made up on the floor, ready to lift over. See the cranes here, we're getting ready to lift the beams up. We've got 4 cassettes to lift in. Once we've lifted the 4 cassettes in, what we'll do, we'll lift up the sheets, the long, everything up on top of the roof, on top of the beams, ready to go Monday morning. We'll get the sheets spread out, the roof watertight, monoflexed in. In front and back, we've got a ledger braced from your bottom ledger to your top ledger. That's where your beams will be sat on the back elevation of the building. And we've got exactly the same on the front. You've got your outside ledger in, braced up, sway braced up, ready for your beams to sit on top to create your roof. Bit of bow in the middle.
Bow in the middle.
Yeah, I know.
In the middle, in the focus. Obviously done a little test run. Test run, get it up here, boy.
Beautiful. There it goes. They're solid, man. They stay solid.
They're not bending, are they?
Yeah. All good, Ballard. Look at the size of that thing, Bush. That looks mad from up here. Pull your corner round to you. Yeah. Slew round to his left a little bit. Keep going. Yeah, right, lovely. Start coming down there. Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, keep going.
Okay, you can have some of that if you want a bit of overhang.
How much can I have then?
You can have 1.5 foot, 2 foot.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Can we get someone else up here, Ballard?
Hang on. Can you go over a touch, Ballard? No. Ah, I'm hitting on my double.
Move the brace in.
No, it's my standard.
Start coming down.
First phone call we got this morning was to say that there's no way the lift could be done. They said the ground was no good. The issues they had with the mats, getting hold of the mats. And it's like anything, once you get here and you see it for yourself, you can start to cut through what people are saying. And listen, the boys here, it's never my boys. The boys always want to get things done, and I'm not pointing their fingers at anyone in particular, but it seems like now we're here. Did they really want to get the job done? I don't know, that's not for me to say. But what I'm saying is we are here now and the job is getting done. So obviously I'm absolutely over the moon. Our feet down now, obviously the crane is in place, it's in position and we're lifting. So as you'll see, the first set is in. Obviously you've got Drew over there, you've got Sean and Kieran above us. And obviously the next section's come in. So we've got 1 down and we've got 3 more to go. There's 4 in total. That's our second set going in now. That's the halfway point. So the boys are just going around now. We're pretty much on this side here, but obviously Drew's side over there, the boys are just coming around to make sure that our distances are correct and obviously get everything fixed up and secure. So the boys are just on their way now around this elevation here. Gonna meet up with Drew. Obviously he's measuring off that beam there. Spacing is obviously 1.8 from this set to the next set, and obviously that stays all the way along 1.8, 1.8, 1.8, 1.8. And obviously as you'll see as well here on this outside bit, we're just going to have a line of tube. So it's this bit here and there, we've got legs all the way through. So obviously we're fine for tube there, but in here where you've got no legs, that's why we have to put the beams in to span it. Just got our last section being made up here. Obviously Ross is over there cracking on. He's got Dritan running the bits for him. Jake's getting the bits up ready for the boys. So now we've got 2 sections up. We're going to start getting a few bits up here. So we've got a pack of sheets there on the way up now. So what we're going to do is basically get all of our 4 sections in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then off the back of that we're going to lay all our tube up, all our sheets, all our wrigglies. And look, what that does, it just means then that the boys can come in on Monday and everything is already up there, which obviously for us it saves an awful lot of workload. So obviously the main thing you'd have is obviously you'd have to have parts of the lift all boarded out, you'd have to be chaining everything up, and if you think all of this, every single here, would have had to go up by hand, whereas what we've done now is made it up on the floor, so it's nice and easy to make things up, and then once they're done and complete ready, the crane comes in and lifts it up. Now, obviously the crane today has caused an awful lot of drama, and on the way here, I actually was genuinely thinking I was gonna have to sack off the episode, because I was thinking this is no good, this is embarrassing, this is more than embarrassing. Obviously on my part, maybe I should have done a bit more homework, maybe I should have looked at it and thought, but if I'm honest, I've looked at this and I thought, yeah, the crane will get down here, it'll be fine. I didn't think the ground looked that bad. And in essence, once we started coming down, the ground has held out. And as long as none of the actual blocks are damaged, it's a case of someone just popping them up, laying the sand back down, and then knocking them back in. So, which obviously for me, I've got a lot of boys around me who I have to do that for probably like a little labour only cost. So off the back of that, I've weighed up the options and thought, listen, if it starts to go, then I know I can cover it. But what we did is we basically took it in tiny bit at a time, section by section. And obviously I'm looking at the ground the whole way. And to be fair, up until this point, it's absolutely fine. Over here, it's a little bit soft and there's probably an area that I need to see to, but that's fine. Obviously the crane itself has cost me £1,900. I've had to pay an extra £400 for the mats. I've got men here that you've probably got about £1,500 here in wages. So it's an awful lot of costs. I weighed it up and I thought, well, if I have to get rid of the crane, then obviously I've got to pay for another one to come back, probably still get charged for him, and obviously the boys' day is wasted, so it's fine. So like I say, down here it's a little bit soft, but it's nothing that we can't sort out. And for me, so like, it's another learning curve. It's like anything, it's like, obviously we've not used these cranes before, so in my head I'm thinking, yeah, this is gonna be fine. And now, say if I was in London or a different job, obviously the boys that work for me, they're all on it, they all just want to crack on and get things done. But when they're being dictated to by the crane people and they're saying, look, this isn't possible. And listen, in fairness to the crane guys, I suppose that like you can't guarantee this ground is going to hold out, you know. But it's one of them where I had to get here, have a look for myself. I've signed an agreement to say that any liability would fall on me. And obviously off the back of that, we then started moving and we're now in here. And obviously, as you can see, the crane is doing what it needs to do and the day has become a success. Yeah, it's another day where there's drama, but we find conclusions. And yeah, like I say, for you guys, it's just good content. What the guys didn't have on them was these feet here. So yeah, each one of these, we've hired them out for half a day and you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and they amount to £400 in total. So yeah, they're expensive bits of timber, that's for sure. But listen, for what it does and what it does for the job, it's they're worth every penny. We've just got the last set being made up now by Ross and Brownie. And then the boys are over here. We've got Dritan and Jake over there just getting the packs up. So what we're going to do is do 3 packs of 40 of the 21-foot tubes of what we call long. And they're going to go up in 3 separate lifts. So it'll be 3 packs of 40 and they're going to go up and be lifted up. Yo! Yeah. Now? You want them now? So yeah, the boys just shouted down now. So basically we've got the Wrigleys to go up next. Obviously the Wrigleys are our clamps that clamp the sheets down together. So basically everything you'll see here, obviously that's going to be our last lift. Obviously most of the roof now is filled in. So now it's a case of getting all the long up. We need to get all the rest of the sheets up, the Wrigleys up. So obviously everything is up there. And then luckily we've got that parapet around the outside. So we're going to sit the sheets on there. So yeah, all that drama this morning. I think it's been about 2 hours worth of lifting and the job's there or thereabouts. So yeah, all that this morning for nothing. A lot of panic, a lot of anxiety, increased blood pressure, increased aging. But yeah, we're here, we're moving, and it's getting wrapped up. Just a long. And 16s? 60 long. 60? 2016? We're nearly there. Yeah. All that drama. Yeah, the boys are just finishing up now, so obviously, as you'll see, everything is now on there. All the sheets are up there, all the Wrigleys are up there. We had a couple of bins on the lorry and the pickup, they've gone up now. So everything is up there. We may need a little bit more long, but that's worst case, we can handle that up. It's not the end of the world. But yeah, everything is up there now. So that's the fellow who said that we'd never get everything up as well, by the way. Yeah, said it wasn't possible, yeah, to make this happen. But certain people turn up to certain places and certain things get done. So, but yeah, listen, the boys having a final tidy up now, and yeah, we're going to be in and out of here in very good time. So it's about 3:30. Run over a little bit by half an hour. What I say to the boys is that if they're an hour from the yard, they work till 4. If they're an hour away from the yard, more than an hour away from the yard, they work till 3. So if we're in London, they can get away at 3. But when we're an hour from the yard, it's till 4. So, and here we're kind of on the cusp. So they might come to me for overtime, but we'll see. There might be a couple of disputes that take place, but we'll see. But nah, jokes aside, it's been a very good day. And yeah, the guys in the end have been great here. Obviously the boys, as always, have been brilliant. We're bang on plan to where we need to be. So a big day set up for Monday. And yeah, we are on programme. So it looked like a very bleak start to the day. But no, we're here, we're good, and we are very happy. Day, brother. Got it done in the end. Got it done in the end. I'm so pleased I turned up, because I would have thought like, you couldn't do it. Bro, this morning I was stressing. I nearly sacked off the film and I thought I can't even film it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It got to a point I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And that's why I wanted you here. I was like, just hurry up and get
yeah.
half hour and couldn't come quick enough.
And Tuesday they're here.
Oh, Tuesday?
Tuesday, yeah. I pushed them back a day, yeah.
Banging.
But I thought I'd tell you that, you know, when the time's right. Yeah.
Depends how today went.
Yeah. The famous wrap-up and intros are normally on the pickup. Now, as we're here, the weather's lovely. I think I'm just going to go with the flow and go with the moment. So I'm going to wrap up the episode here now. So that brings episode 10 to a close. It's been an absolute belter. And yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed it. I know I have in the end. But yeah, all is well that ends well. So thank you very much to everyone. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Don't forget to like and comment on the video, and we'll see you next week for episode 11.